podcast. I am your host, Cosmic Waters. May my words inspire you and remind you to remain true to you as you walk authentically in your truth, dripping self-love and unapologetically choosing you. Beautiful risings, my naked truthers. So on this episode, we're going to dive into a sound bowl healing and meditation and some words of wisdom that came to me afterwards. Now, this is previously recorded from a clubhouse room that I did, but it was so beautiful, and I would love for my listeners all over to also share the experience. So before we get ready to go into the sound bowl healing and meditation, make sure you are in a space to relax and participate without any distractions if possible, because I'm going to take you on a journey. So be ready, and if you don't have time to do the meditation right now, that's okay. You can fast forward through it and come back to it later. But also tune into the words after the meditation, because they just may hit you pretty deep. It may be something that you need to hear. So, that being said, let's get started. Okay, so while I play the sound bowl, y'all, I literally want you to do nothing. I don't even want you to have your eyes open. I just want you to sit there, and I want you to breathe. And when I say do nothing, that also means don't entertain your thoughts. Just listen. Get lost in the vibrations of the sound bowl, okay? Okay, so what I want y'all to do is, as you listen, I want you to breathe in unconditional love, peace, joy, and I heard the word strength. You're going to inhale that, and whatever else comes to mind, because you're going to make this your own experience. And then I want you to exhale all the shit that you dealt with today, the whole week, since the year started. I want you to exhale it out. Okay? Release it from your body, your mind, your soul, your spirit, completely. So it no longer has a place within you. Just purely releasing. Letting go, freeing yourself, freeing that energy inside of you, so it doesn't get stagnant, so it doesn't get stuck. I just want you to breathe it through, and allow it to flow. And I'm hearing in my mind that sickness has no place here. This is not a home for illness. This is not a home for disease. This is not a home for viruses, infections, any bodily ailments. It's not a home. Your body is not a place that welcomes it in. It can't survive within you. Don't claim it, no matter what it is, no matter how many doctors told you. Don't claim it. And that goes for anything. That also goes for all the criticisms, the judgments, the opinions, okay, that people have placed upon you. You don't have to claim them. So in this moment, I want you to release those too. And release the ones that you've also placed upon yourself. Release that voice of the inner critic. Let it go, because it's not your true voice. Most of the time, the voice that we hear within us, the one that's yelling at us, the one that's screaming at us, is the voice of someone else. Usually the voice of whoever raised us is in the back of our head, putting us down. Those thoughts resurfacing, those moments resurfacing. And in this moment, I want you to let all that shit go so that you can hear your true voice, your inner voice, your higher self, and have that divine connection with Source. And I want you to see what that feels like and see what you hear and feel and just speak life into yourself. Life is what you make it. And every step of the way, you have the opportunity to write a new story. Your book is never finished. However, you can finish a chapter, but it's up to you to put the period there and end that sentence and turn to the next page. But you always are the author, and you always are the artist. There's always a new canvas to start over. And be mindful, if you want to be the director, of who you hire to play in your movie. Because everybody that's in your life, you hired them, and you have the ability and the power to also fire them. Some of you need to be less available to people. Some people have way too much access to you. And I need you to learn to say no in this season. Say yes to you, but no to others. And it's not selfish. It is much needed. Set those boundaries and give no fucks about who gets angry over them. Those people don't need to be in your circle. Some of you literally need to breathe again. And by that, I mean breathe life into you. Enjoy life. Get that childlike wonder back into you. That childlike nature. Some of you simply just need to play. It has been lost. It's all about work. It's all about doing for others. It's all about meeting deadlines. It's all about reaching these goals. And I get it. We all have goals. But don't forget to live in the midst of achieving your goals. Because while you're trying to achieve your goals, you're purely just existing. And if you're not enjoying life, what's the point? You can be here to help others, to serve others, to lead and guide others. It doesn't mean you can't have fun in the process and you can't play. Get back in touch with nature. Do the things you were always told you couldn't do. Go splash in that puddle. Go make those moon pies. I meant mud pies, but okay, moon pie came up. Go outside in the rain. All the things that you were told to not do as a child, that they hindered you from doing. Allow yourself to do that. Free your inner child. Let go, release, and flow. Like water. Because you deserve it. I need for you to see the beauty within life again. Some of you have lost it. Some of you literally view life from a lens of black and white. And I need you to get your color back. I just seen the chakras too. Breathe life into each one of your chakras. So I heard, stop giving CPR to dead situations. Stop trying to resuscitate what no longer needs to live in your space. That goes for people, places, things, situations. Let them go. I want y'all to envision a door. And it can be any color that you want this door to be. But take note of what color the door actually is because that's going to matter. But envision this door. What is it made of? What color is it? How big is it? How close or far is it from you? And what is your surroundings? Where are you as you envision this door? What do you see? Is there other people? Is there sound? What do you feel? And while you take note of all of that in your mind, I want you to open the door and I want you to walk through it. And on the other side of this door is freedom. Freedom from whatever has been holding you back, whoever has been holding you back. Freedom from the chains and the shackles, from the names, the labels, the titles, the obligations, the restrictions, the limitations, the responsibilities, the burdens. Freedom in its purest form. Freedom from yourself. Freedom from your thoughts. Freedom from negativity. Freedom from the stress. Freedom from the craziness of this world. Just freedom. And I know I told you to walk through this door, but you have to make that decision for yourself. So while you're standing there looking freedom in its face, it's up to you to decide whether you walk through the door or not. But I do want to say this. Once you walk through the door, you will be stripped of everything. And so if you're not scared of being naked, go for it. And for those of you that may be a little hesitant, it's all right. But I want you to take note of why you're hesitant. What's holding you back? What's stopping you from truly reaching that place of freedom, that place of inner peace? What do you fear? What's stopping you from taking your leap of faith? What's stopping you from being seen? What's stopping you from being heard? What's stopping you from being loved? What's stopping you from loving again? What's stopping you from enjoying life? What's stopping you from seeing your worth, from knowing who the fuck you are and standing in your power? What's stopping you from setting those boundaries and putting your foot down and no longer allowing people to walk all over you? You want to know what the answer is? You. The answer is you. No one else. There's no one else to blame. There's no one else to point the fingers at. It's all you. It's all you. And so if you haven't walked through this door yet, and even if you have walked through the door, I also need you to see this huge ass mirror. It's literally a mirror in the natural, though. It's like, it's not attached to anything. It's just like an energy wave of a mirror. But when you look into it, I want you to notice what you see. What version of yourself do you see? Are you a child? Are you a teenager? Are you even human? What do you look like? What are you doing? Can you stand to look at yourself in the mirror? Do you like what you see? Are you smiling at yourself? Just take a moment to look at yourself, to reflect. Whoever has been feeling like there is a black cloud following them, or it goes by the saying of it always rains on my parade, what I need for you to do is put the umbrella down. and look up at the sky and embrace that rain. You know why? Because the storm comes through to clear shit up. And the black cloud has been following you because you haven't allowed yourself to embrace the rain. You haven't allowed yourself to embrace the thunder. You haven't allowed yourself to embrace that lightning. You haven't allowed yourself to embrace that wind. All it wants to do is cleanse you. All it wants to do is get shit right in your life. All it's trying to do is get your attention. But you've had this umbrella and you hold it up and you block it all. So now, nature can't rain on you. She can't cleanse your soul. She can't purify you with her purest waters. And that's all she wants to do. Some of you need to cry and cleanse your soul. Allow the wind to cleanse your aura. Allow the thunder to rumble, activating your throat chakra so you can speak again. Allow the lightning to hit your solar plexus, reactivating that fire and that passion within you, granting you your willpower back. Stop crying over spilled milk and go get a new cup. Remember, there is always a choice in life. You don't have to eat what somebody serves you. You don't have to drink what they pour in your cup. Matter of fact, shouldn't nobody be pouring anything in your cup in the first place? People can pour into you, of course, if you allow them to, but not into your cup. Because your cup should be filled with your energy and your energy only. And not only should it be filled, but it should be overflowing. And it's from that overflow that you pour into other people. Don't ever take from your cup to give to others. I think I left y'all looking in the mirror. Y'all tired of looking at yourselves yet? You shouldn't be. You should love what you see every day that you look in the mirror. Your reflection smiling at you. I want y'all to get into a habit of every time you look in the mirror, you point out something that you love. You don't criticize yourself. You look for something that you love because we've gotten into the habit of as soon as we look in the mirror, oh, I don't like this. Ooh, look at my eyebrows. Ooh, no. You just go in. And I need you to reverse that. And I need for you to, every time you look in the mirror, to point out something that you love. Give yourself a compliment. Smile at yourself. Dance in the mirror. Love on yourself. Give yourself a hug. Tell yourself I'm proud of you. Pat yourself on the back. Celebrate you for a chance. Or should I say for a change? So, as the mirror disappears, we're walking. And I'm not going to tell you what your surroundings look like, but I see mine. And so wherever you are in this moment, I am going to lead you to the water. So whatever your surroundings look like up until that water is fine. Somebody is still carrying baggage in this moment. I need y'all to release. Let it go. Put the bags down. We're not moving forward until this person literally puts down their bags. I see trash bags. I see suitcases. It's like shit you've been holding on to for years from childhood that you won't let go of. Forgiveness is calling your name. And it's for you, not for them, but for you. Your heart is heavy. I need you to release and let go of that grief. When you are ready, say to yourself, I am ready, and we will proceed. Okay, I see the bags on fire now, so we're gonna move forward. So as we're walking to the water, be mindful of what you see. Your surroundings tell you everything in this moment. Now for me, y'all, I'm at the beach. I don't know where y'all at, but I'm at the beach. And whatever body of water you went to, that's fine. Don't switch your landscape for mine. Now what I want you to do as you walk to this beach, I want you to get naked. Take off whatever clothes you had on, whatever jewelry you have on. If there's anything on your head, take it off. I want you to be completely naked. I just looked up at the time. It's 11:11. Yes. Okay. I want you to be completely naked. And I want you to go stand in the water. And as you put your feet into the water, you're standing there at your ankles. It's covering your feet. The waves are coming closer to you. But before it reaches you, I want you to ground into the earth. Whether you're standing on rocks, whether you're standing on sand, grass, whatever you're standing on, to feel this water, you're now grounded. And you can't move. And this wave of purification is coming towards you. And what I want you to do is I want you to sit down. For some of you, I feel like somebody gonna lay down. That's fine. Do whatever works for you. This water, though. On my end, it's this pretty blue turquoise water. And it's coming fast, but like in slow motion. Almost like it wants to make sure that you're ready. Because when this water hits you, you're going to feel it. It's literally going to flow through every part of your body, washing away everything. Getting rid of what no longer belongs. Wiping the slate clean. Purifying your mind, body, soul, spirit, ego, all of the above, all of your aura fields. And it's going to cleanse your emotions. If you allow it to. I have to say that. If you allow it to. It's up to you. You have to give yourself permission to do this, to feel this, to receive this. The choice is yours. I can't force anyone, and I won't force anyone, because you have to be ready. Okay. The water is coming. When I count to 1, you're going to feel the wave hit you. And you're literally going to feel a rush through your body. And in the moment that the wave hits you, I want you to breathe in. I know that sounds ironic, right? But I want you to breathe in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe in now. You can release when you're ready. Before you come back, what I want you to do, as we're still sitting in the water, is I want you to tell yourself that you love you. Tell yourself you love yourself. Say, I love you. I love you as you are. It's time for you to start seeing your worth and embrace all of you, just as this water embraced you. us back out. So as we get out the water, you can stay butt naked as hell if you choose to. That is fine with me. But if you do want to put your clothes back on, go for it. Make sure they're new clothes though, because everything we shedded, we're not putting that back on. So if you're going to put clothes back on, make sure it's new clothes. And we're going to walk away from the water. I feel like somebody bent down and picked up a seashell or a rock or something. That's fine. So we're walking back. And what I want you to do as we walk back, you know that mirror that was once there? It's back. I want you to go back to the mirror and look into it now. And tell me what you see. Do you see the same person that you saw before we got to the water? Are you smiling this time? What are your feelings? What are you thinking? Just take a moment to observe yourself. I just seen somebody's reflection reach out and hug them. That was beautiful. Alright, and as the mirror disappears, we're still walking. We're going back to the door. And I want you to understand something. As we cross through this door again, you don't have to go back to the place that you were before. You can go anywhere that you desire, okay? And you can always come back to this place in your mind anytime you need to purify yourself, okay? You hold the key to this door, no one else. So as we get ready to open this door now, you can see it as a new door, that's fine. As we get ready to open it, wherever it is that you want to go, that you want to be there. The peace remains within you if you allow it to. The inner peace is yours, always inside of you. Allow yourself to feel it. Allow yourself to be at peace. Peace is a lifestyle. Peace is a state of being. Peace is a choice. And you are worthy of it. You are deserving of it. Allow yourself to have it. Some people, when they come across peace, they reject it because it's foreign, because you're so used to being hurt. You're so used to being in pain. You're so used to identifying with your traumas that you don't even know what peace is. So when peace comes knocking, what do? You push it away and you run to your struggle. We're not doing that anymore. That shit is over with. So I need you to embrace your peace in this moment before you walk through that door. Because like I said, we're not dragging no bullshit back through these doors. So in this moment, while your hand is on the door now, what I need you to do is say to yourself, I welcome into my life peace. Ashe. Allow yourself to receive the peace. I vibrate in divine alignment with the frequency of peace. I vibrate in divine alignment with the frequency of peace. I vibrate in divine alignment with the frequency of peace. Ashe. Open the door and walk through it. And I'm going to count back down to 1. And y'all can open your mics. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I hope you enjoyed that beautiful meditation and the vibrations of the sound bowl. I would love to hear your experience and any feedback that anyone may have. So If you have the Anchor app and you're listening through Anchor or, through their website, feel free to leave me a voice message with your experience, any comments, any questions you may have. I'm open to it. And now next, we're going to go into what I like to call words of wisdom. It's just me responding to the experiences of those that I guided through this meditation via Clubhouse. I have left out their experiences to keep them anonymous. And so all you will be hearing is my response. Enjoy.
That's why I wanted y'all to get naked, but I also wanted y'all to be comfortable. So I was like, hey, I'm about to get naked, but if y'all want to keep y'all clothes on, that's cool. But I did prefer when you got in the water that you was butt-ass naked, because that was a moment of purification. So I did want y'all to be completely naked. However, I do understand that not everybody is comfortable in their nakedness, whether that is in your physical body, or when I say in your nakedness, I mean like so deep, like to that point to where you are completely free and you are completely vulnerable and you're open. And like you said, you don't care what other people think. You do your own thing, right? And it's that level of nakedness. You're not holding on to anyone else's baggage. You've let go of all the labels. You've let go of literally all the shit that people have placed upon you. Because if you think about it, we have been impressed upon since we came out of the womb. They told us what our name was. They told us how to speak. They told us everything, literally, from day one. We've been programmed to think in the ways that other people think. And so now we need to get to a place to where we can think for ourselves, right? And what does that look like? What does that mean? What do I want for me? It's no longer about other people. It's what do I want? And when you ask yourself that question, you literally have to let go of everybody else in that moment. Because oftentimes we make our decisions based around other people. Well, I want this, but I'll settle for this because of such and such. No, it's what do you want? What do you want to pursue? Who do you want to be? Who are you? If you release all the labels, who are you? If you release the title of mother, the title of sister, title of brother, aunt, uncle, father, whatever title is there, if you release that, who are you up under that? Because we are more than just our titles. You're more than just a mom. You're more than just a dad. You're more than just these labels that we hold on to so tightly. There's more to you than that. And labels can be so limiting, right? Who are you beyond your expectations or other people's expectations? Who are you beyond those limitations that have been set, right? Who are you beyond that? What does that look like for you? And for some of us, we haven't seen ourselves that far because we don't take the time to look past these things. We've painted our canvas one way and it's been that way all our lives, right? But in this moment, right, I'm handing you a new paintbrush and a whole shitload of paint and a clean slate. What are you painting on this picture right now? You have all this paint, all the paintbrushes you need, and one big ass canvas. What are you painting? What are you drawing for your life? Right? And a lot of people say, oh, that's selfish, And it's crazy because the real selfish thing is that we were taught to be people pleasers and ass kissers. We were taught to put our feelings and our emotions and our desires and our wants and our needs last. We were taught to put other people above us. That's selfish and that's disrespectful to our being. And so for once, I just want y'all to really see what it feels like to put you first, to choose you first, to put your priorities at the top of the list. What does that feel like? What does it feel like to cater to you? What does it feel like to finally say yes to something that you've always been wanting to do, but you've been telling yourself no for forever, or you've been holding yourself back out of fear? What does that feel like? What does that look like? It's so funny because we search for freedom, right? We literally search for it. When we really don't have to search, we just have to give it to ourselves. We just have to allow ourselves to experience it, to give ourselves that permission to be free. So, yeah, from that, I really do see, like, freedom. I feel like when you can be that comfortable, like, that is the true, like, oh my God, it just hits different, right? When you no longer is just sitting there like, oh my God, what are they going to think? What are they going to say? Or I'm not going to do this because I don't want to step on this person's toes. Or I don't want to deal with this person saying what they got to say. Or I don't want to start no confrontation. Nah, we're not doing that no more. You know why? Because every time you bite your tongue, every time you hold back your thoughts, every time you hold back whatever it is that you need to say, you are creating stuck-ass energy in your throat chakra and wherever else it decides to go in your body, right? Speak up and say what you need to say. You don't have to be rude about it. You know, there's tactful ways of getting out whatever it is that you need to say, right? But stop holding that shit in. You know, stop biting your tongue to appease other people so you don't create a war, because all you're doing is creating a war inside of yourself. We're not creating wars inside of ourselves no more. You know, those people who are not conducive to your growth, they can get the fuck on. Clearly. They can. People got to understand that it is a privilege to be around you. It is a privilege to experience your energy, your time, to receive your attention. That is a privilege. And you should be honored to be in my space and have some of my energy. And until you start holding yourself to that standard, until you start seeing yourself as royalty, until you stop letting peasants come sit at your table, until you stop doing that to yourself, you're going to continue to experience the same thing, right? The way you view yourself, the way you treat yourself, that's what you're going to experience from other people. You'll have people say, man, people keep treating me like shit. Well, are you treating yourself like shit? Right? Because if people are mirrors to us, people literally come into our lives to give us a glimpse. Sometimes they give us more than that, of the ways in which we are disrespecting ourselves, right? And so if they're treating you like shit, just take a deeper look at how you're treating yourself. What are you saying to yourself inside your head? Are those words nourishing, or are they silently killing you? You know, do you care for yourself? Do you take those self-care moments? Do you love yourself? Right? And I mean, like, truly love yourself. Because when we love ourselves, we don't even subject ourselves to these kind of people or to these kind of environments and these situations. But sometimes we need these lessons. We came here for a reason, to learn certain lessons. And once we learn those lessons, we can then use that wisdom to help and guide other people. So we all have a purpose. We're all here for a reason. You know, I'm grateful for each and every person that has ever crossed paths with me. I don't care if it was only for 5 minutes. Because I promise you, within those 5 minutes, something was exchanged. Some kind of light bulb went off in my head. You know, and some of those situations that we go through, yeah, they're painful as fuck. When it comes to people, they can be painful as experiences. But sometimes we need that pain in order for our eyes to be open. Sometimes we have to have our heart shattered in order for us to understand what loving ourselves truly means. Right? Sometimes we need to feel that pain, because it is through the pain that we learn. Right? It is through those tower moments. It is through those moments when it feels like everything is going fucking wrong and shit is crashing around us and everybody is leaving our side and, oh my God, what is going on right now? That we truly learn, because it makes us sit the fuck down and pay attention. Right? And those are not the moments for you to beat yourself up. And those are not the moments for you to get stuck in your head. Those are the moments that you sit there in that stillness and you reevaluate and you reflect and you surrender. You surrender to yourself. You surrender to the divine. Okay, what am I missing? What am I not seeing? Why does this lesson keep repeating through all these damn people? Because you haven't learned it yet. And it's going to continue to repeat. And every time that it has to repeat, it's going to hit 10 times harder. One day you're going to get it, though, because it's going to hit so hard that you ain't going to have no choice but to get it. And it's going to sit you on your ass. Please believe me, it will. I've experienced it. It's going to sit you on your ass, right? And you're probably going to shed some tears, too. But when you pull yourself out of it, you're going to have all this wisdom, and your level of self-love and your level of self-worth and your self-esteem and your confidence and that level of respect for yourself, I promise you, is going to be higher. And if it's not, well, you just created another cycle for you to go through. And there's no judgment. Sometimes we have to go through something more than once in order to truly understand it, right? So in those moments that it really feels like the universe, the creator, God, whoever, whatever you believe in, is kicking your ass, take a moment to reflect and wonder why. In this season of my life, what is it that I need to learn? What is this teaching me? You know, what is the end game of this? You have to see things from a different perspective, because if you look at it from the victim standpoint, or if you look at it from, oh my God, why is this happening to me? You miss everything. You miss the bigger picture. And I know that's easier said than done when we are literally in the midst of the storm. I get it. But when you get that moment and you get that little bit of sunshine to come through those clouds, take a moment and listen to that wisdom that is being bestowed upon you. You know, sometimes it don't hit you right away. But when it hits you and that light bulb goes off, you be like, I get it. I fucking get it. And be easy on yourself. Have compassion for yourself. Have patience for yourself. Because we are so hard on ourselves. Right? We're so hard on ourselves. We beat ourselves up. We make a mistake or we fuck up and it's just like the whole world is ending. Nah. Be easy on yourself. Have that same compassion for yourself that you extend to other people. Because it is necessary on this journey. You know, even if you find yourself going through the same lesson, instead of sitting there and beating yourself up like, damn, I done been through this. I done been with this person and that person and they still treating me like this, and I done experienced this and my heart done been broken so many times, and why do I keep putting myself through this shit? Nah, don't come at yourself that way. Right? Somebody in here really needs to love on themselves. And I mean that in a sense of saying, I'm sorry. To yourself, I'm sorry. And I forgive you. I'm sorry. You know? I'm sorry that you had to go through everything that we went through. But we made it. And I'm here. And I forgive you. I didn't know I didn't know back then what I know now. And so I couldn't guide you the way that I can now. But if you hold my hand, I can guide you. You don't throw away that other part of you, the past you. That part still lives within you, right? And it's not to be necessarily discarded. Simply just to be healed. Simply to be at a place of peace. Because you don't ever want to forget where you came from, but you also don't want to dwell there, because that is no longer your home, right? And so just take a moment to apologize to yourself instead of beating yourself up. Simply say, I'm sorry, I forgive you, and I love you, you know? And tell yourself that you are not alone. And I can see some inner child healing in this too, you know? So in apologizing to their inner child, you know, for all the love that they didn't receive, for the mother that they never had, even if she was present. Same for the father, you know, for those words that you never got to hear, for those hugs that you never got to feel, for that appreciation and that praise that you never got to experience, that nurturing that you never got to experience, their presence. Sometimes we just simply need their presence, and it wasn't there, right? For that abuse you had to endure, whether it was physical, mental, emotional, verbal, whatever. Let your inner child know that they are safe in this moment. They are safe. You no longer have to be in fight or flight mode. Your body can relax. You can release the tension. Literally. You can breathe. Your nervous system can be calm and at a place of peace. And when you think about all that you didn't receive when you were younger, you can give it to yourself now. Stop waiting on your mom, your dad, whoever raised you. Stop waiting on them to give it to you, because if they haven't given it to you this long, they may never give it to you. And you cannot spend your life waiting for something from someone, right? Because you got to think about it. They were only able to love us as deep as they love themselves. And if they didn't truly love themselves, they couldn't love you that deeply. And that's no offense to anybody in here. But you have to understand that although they had the label of parent or guardian or caretaker, they were still human, and they were still dealing with their own shit, right? They were still dealing with their shit from childhood. And so maybe they took it out on you, and maybe they didn't know how to love you. But when you look at it from a place of compassion, and you try to understand, well, maybe they was going through some shit, or maybe they got beat just like they beat me, or maybe their mother hated them just like they hated me. Whatever the case may be. And this is not to excuse what they did. I'm not saying that it is excusable. But what I'm saying is that when you look at it from a different perspective, you begin to see that beyond the label of parent, caretaker, guardian, whatever, that they were simply just a wounded child. And so it is very important that you don't repeat those cycles, and that you don't pass them down to your own children or to anybody that you take care of in this lifetime. And so your wounded child, hug them, love them, give them whatever it is that you desired and probably still do desire. Give it to them. Love on you. Be there for you. Be your biggest supporter. Show yourself that praise, that celebration, that nurturing. And you're more wiser now. So you're able to understand and be that guide for yourself. I see somebody's inner child sitting down, and it's like they're sitting there almost like in the corner or maybe in the closet. I don't know. And their knees are like up to their chest, and they have their hands wrapped around like the front part of like their knees. And it's almost as if they're scared and fearful of something, like they're hiding. If that resonates with you in any way, what I want you to do is go sit next to your inner child. And even if it doesn't resonate with you, however you see your inner child, go sit next to them and hold them, because they are you. And let them know that you are there and they are safe. Allow them to cry if they need to. And in that moment, because I feel like you're going to be crying with them, in the moment those tears are released, it unlocks the pain that has been there all along. It lets the walls down from your heart, and it releases the trauma that you have been holding on to. Because in that moment that you allow yourself to cry, your inner child is going to come one with you. Because all they needed was for you to see them, was for you to acknowledge them, was for you to give them a voice finally. You wasn't able to speak as a child. You wasn't able to voice your opinion. You were always told to shut up because you were too loud. Or I heard shut up when adults are talking, right? You wasn't able to express yourself freely. You wasn't able to make those decisions for yourself. Every time you tried to, you got shot down. You wasn't able to run around and play like a little child. If you had those responsibilities put on you at an early age, you always had to do something. Didn't even have time to go outside. We was always constantly yelled at. Never loved on, just yelled at. It was always your fault. Can't do nothing right. It's not your fault. And you are more than enough. And if you were bullied, I want you to love on yourself a little bit harder. Because I know those words are hard to get out your head. They literally become programmed because you've heard them over and over and over. No matter whose mouth they came out of. Sometimes I don't think our family realize that they are our first bullies, right? When they tell us how fat we are, how much weight we gained, or that was a dumb decision, or whatever the case may be, they are our first bullies and they don't even realize it. And then you go to school and you get bullied too. And now you feel like the whole world is against you. So, love on yourself a little bit deeper if you had to go through any of that. I really do feel like somebody needs one of those really good cries. I mean, one of those soul cries. Like, they just touch deep within you. Like, that when you just let everything go and you just fucking cry. I mean, you cry. You don't hold nothing back. You don't care who hear you. You don't care who see you. You just cry. One of those good soul cries. And then afterwards, you be good. Right? And don't beat yourself up for crying. You know? Sometimes kids are fussed at for crying, and I find that crazy. So now you're telling me I can't even express my own emotions because to you they're not validated. My tears are not validated because I want to cry. You feel like I shouldn't be crying. Allow yourself to cry. You don't need nobody to validate your tears. If that's what you feel, your emotions are valid. Your feelings are valid. You have every right to feel the way that you feel. Allow yourself to release. And don't judge yourself for it. So what if you're sensitive? So what if you are in tune with your emotional energy and your feminine side? So what? You're never too much for anyone. You're never too much for the right ones, I should say. For those that find you to be, quote unquote, too much, they don't deserve you. And don't allow those people who tell you that you are too much to even be in your space and in your circle, because you know what they're going to try to do? They're going to try to dim your light. They're going to try to lower you. They're going to try to turn down your volume. And so what I just seen in my mind was like, you know how you be riding with somebody and you go try to turn their radio station and they pop the fuck out your hand? Yeah, don't let them turn you down. Don't let them change your station. Nah. You can be loud. It just means that in this lifetime, your voice is meant to be heard. And when you put the power behind your loudness and give it a purpose, oh baby, I promise you the world gonna hear you. Just breathe. Allow your shoulders to relax. Release the tension within your body. Allow your stomach to release. I don't know if y'all realize this, but a lot of the times we walk around holding our stomach in. Those solar plexus muscles, those muscles in your stomach don't ever get the chance to truly relax. They're always tight. Allow yourself to relax, to breathe. Let your shoulders rest. Unclench your jaw, your chin. Relax. Loosen up your body. You don't have to be so tense. Though you have to let those tears out, especially if you've been holding on to them for so long. They need to flow. Allow yourself to cry. Tell yourself in this moment that it's okay if you cry. It's okay. It's okay if I cry. I give myself permission to cry. I give myself permission to release. Give myself to feel and acknowledge my emotions and my feelings because they matter. My tears matter. How I feel in this moment matters. There may have been times when someone made me feel like they didn't, and so I began to hide them, and I began to not let them show, and I began to put up this hard shield around me. You can let the shield down. This is for anybody in here. You can let down your walls, you can let down your shield, and know that your voice matters, how you feel matters, your tears matter. It all matters. Just because that person in that particular moment, or it could have been multiple people throughout your life, made you feel like the way you felt didn't matter, doesn't mean you have to become this hard shell within you and be numb to the world. We are not meant to be numb. We are meant to experience life through our five senses. We are meant to experience life through our emotion. It has a little bit of color to it. So allow yourself to truly feel what is it that has been nagging at you and eating away at you, right? Because when you get that feeling to cry, it builds up in your throat chakra. And it's like this knot that you feel there, right? And when you fight it back, it begins to hurt a little bit. It gets bigger and bigger, right? Because if you look at your tears, it's all the words that never got heard, all the things that you never got the chance to say in that moment, right? Because I'm quite sure you've held back your tears for a long time. You've held back your tears every time you wanted to cry, every time you wanted to say something, every time you wanted to shout, every time you wanted to just go off on somebody and you bit your tongue. All of that is within your tears. And that's why I say tears cleanse the soul, because it's literally a release. And so when you trap your tears inside of you, one of the places that energy does get stuck is in your throat chakra. Because like I said, it's kind of like your voice, but through tears. And even if you don't speak them, when you allow yourself to cry, they come out. And they may not be heard, but they are felt. I'm sure there was people who made you feel like you wasn't enough. Ah, man, I know that feeling all too well. And that shit gets stuck in your head. Yeah. And it's always a question. Damn, what didn't I do right? What do I need to do more of? What didn't I do? How was it something I could have done better? Why didn't they choose me? Why is somebody else always chosen over me? Right? And you begin questioning yourself, and you begin beating yourself up, and you begin tearing yourself down, trying to figure out what is it that you didn't do? What is it that you need to do? How can you be better? You try to change yourself for people. You try to look a certain way for people. You try to act and talk a certain way for people just to get their validation and their appreciation. And they don't fucking see it. They don't see you. But you know why they don't see you? Because you don't see yourself. Because if you saw yourself, you would be like, fuck them people. And you wouldn't change yourself for nobody. And you would know that you were good enough. And you would know your self-worth. And you would have that high self-esteem. And you would have that confidence. So you cannot expect anybody to see you if you can't truly see yourself. And so those are lessons in those moments when we experience that. That is saying, hey, I need you to see me. Because what you're doing right now is disrespectful for us. They can't see us. They don't know our worth. And that's okay. But what we're not about to do is sit here and try to prove ourselves to this person. Fuck that shit. I know who I am. I know what I'm not. And I'm not about to prove myself to anybody. I have nothing to prove. I have nothing to prove. I'm going to be me unapologetically. I'm going to be naked as fuck. I'm going to be free as fuck. And if you don't like it, oh fucking well, because this is my life and I'm going to live it how I choose to live it. And then you don't have to be by my side. And so let go of all those times that people made you feel like that. And let go of all those times that you felt like that. You know, you were triggered and you felt like that in those moments. Like, damn, it wasn't good enough. Nah, it's not even that. They weren't good enough to have you in their life. You ever thought about that? You ever thought about the reason you didn't get chosen was because it wasn't meant for you to be chosen? Because that position wasn't meant for you to be in. That role wasn't meant for you to play. That job wasn't meant for you to have. That relationship wasn't meant for you to be in. Because if you would have got that position, if you would have got that role, if you would have got that job, you would have been played. You would have been played. It would have been settling. But we don't see it that way. No. Just a different perspective, or a different way of thinking about things.
And with that, Naked Truthers, this episode has come to a close. Remember, life is as beautiful as you allow it to be. The choice is yours, so choose wisely. Much love. Peace.